The district attorney's race, the Oregonian now calling that race for candidate Mike Schmidt, who is the reform candidate, runs Oregon Criminal Justice Commission, and has defeated, according to the Oregonians calling right now, Ethan Knight in the district attorney's race. Len, do you want to weigh in at all about your interpretation of those numbers, what it means?
I think Maggie had it pretty well, Dan, at the beginning in terms of it positioned itself as a reformer, Schmidt, against a more traditional prosecutor. At least that's the way that played itself out. I think Schmidt will have a very positive impact. Remember, the Multnomah DA is probably somebody who affects policy from a more left and center perspective anyway, and so Schmidt will become immediately a big voice in not only local jurisprudence and criminal justice issues, but also statewide criminal justice policy. So it'd be interesting, and it's a beginning of a very big career, I think, for Mike Schmidt.
We heard so much, Len, about this. We heard this word reform. In fact, both candidates were using the word reform, and Maggie Vespa, who was touching on it earlier, did some coverage on the story at 6 o'clock, talking about how that's been this national trend for district attorneys to run with reform when it comes to criminal justice. Can you tell us a little bit more about what it means as far as Mike Schmidt and reform and what people should expect to see from him?
Well, it's often the choice of which cases to prosecute. It's also the case of how to use statistics in order to inform the way in which criminal justice is operated in the community. On a number of things, he's already campaigned and said he was not going to take on certain cases. And I think we'll see a slight shift. I don't think our normal viewers will see a dramatic impact. But over time, I think Schmidt's emphasis on really statistics and looking for the facts to guide judicial policy will have a big impact both locally and statewide.